On the CUNY assessment test, there is often a question on the area or the perimeter of a rectangle. Now, we all know what a rectangle looks like. It's a four-sided figure where both pairs of opposite sides have the same length, and the adjacent sides meet at right angles. We have four right angles in here. Both pairs of opposite sides are equal in length. Okay, now if we call this the length of the rectangle and this the width of the rectangle, we can write down a formula for the area of the rectangle and for the perimeter of the rectangle. The area of a rectangle is the length of the rectangle times the width of the rectangle, L times W. You can either write it L dot W for L times W, or you can write the times like that. Okay, but once we start algebra, okay, on some of the tapes that are going to be coming up, then we certainly are going to use the dot because the little x might represent a variable. Now, the perimeter is the distance around the rectangle. Now, we have, of course, two sides that have length L and two sides that have length W. So the distance around the rectangle will be L. So let's start here. L plus W plus L plus W, or 2L plus 2W. Okay, let's try some problems that you might see on this. For the first example, find the area of a sheet of paper that is 5 inches long and 3 inches wide. We have a piece of paper 5 inches long and 3 inches wide. We can either write inches out or abbreviated IN, or sometimes you see these two lines to indicate inches. It's the same as inches. Okay, now the area. Okay, always be careful. Are they asking for the area or the perimeter? The area is going to be the length times the width. That is 5 inches times 3 inches. Okay, multiplication can be indicated by the little x, by the dot, and also by parentheses. The area is therefore 5 times 3, 15 inches times inches, square inches. 15 square inches. It can be written this way or this way, 15 square inches, or sometimes 15 SQ and then IN, square inches. Now, it is possible that one of the choices, remember this is going to be a multiple choice question, they may try to trick you, and they may have one choice 15 inches and another choice 15 square inches. Okay? You have to be careful. Remember, the answer to an area problem is going to be in square units, square feet, square inches, whatever. So this is, just don't see the 15 and get all excited, but look for the 15 square inches. The unit has to match as well. Okay, let's try another example. The area of a rectangular wall is 600 square feet, which will probably be written this way. If its length is 30 feet, what is its width? Okay. We have a rectangular wall. The length is 30 feet. This is the length. The width is unknown. We're told that the area is 600 square feet. Well, the area is the length times the width. 600 square feet is equal to the length, which is 30 feet, times the width, which we do not know. Okay, if we want to figure out what the width is, 30 times W should be equal to 600. To figure out what W is, we will divide by 30. Divide both sides of this equation by 30, or simply to say, look, if I told you 12 is 4 times something, you would all know that the something must be 3. And how did you figure that out? Because 4 times 3 is 12. As you divide 12 by 4, you would get 3. That's how you would figure out what the question mark is. And similarly over here, 600 is 30 times something. If you want to figure out what the something is, divide the 600 by the 30. So W is equal to 600 square feet divided by the 30 feet. And then the W comes out. Now watch this. 600 divided by 30, okay, turns out to be 20. Okay, if you want to see it, 600 divided by 30, 30 into 60 goes twice, bringing down the 0, 30 times 0 gives you 0, so the answer is 20. So 600 divided by 30 is 20. Now you have square feet over feet. In other words, feet times feet over feet. So one of them cancels, giving you the proper unit at the end. The width is 20 feet. Okay, 600 should be 30 times something. We found out that the something was 20 because 20 times 30 is 600. So the answer to the problem, the width is 20 feet in this problem. And once again, they might have a possible answer of 20 square feet. Okay, it's your job to realize that width and length will be just in terms of the unit. Area is in terms of square units. Okay, let's try another example. A bookcase is 36 inches long, 12 inches wide, and 72 inches high. What is the area of its base? So we have a bookcase. Something like that. We have the shelves here. It is 36 inches long, 12 inches wide. Sometimes they may say 12 inches deep. Okay? Even if you're not sure, it's clear that the 72 inches high, that refers to this dimension here. Okay, whether you think this should be the length and this should be the width, or this should be depth, doesn't matter. Could have said long, 12 inches deep, 72 inches high, but I think we all agree that the 72-inch dimension is that one. The important thing is that they're giving you more information than you need to do the problem. They want to know the area of its base. And when you're figuring out the area of its base, the height does not figure into it. Whereas we have the base of the bookcase, looks something like. Okay, this is the base of the bookcase. In other words, it's going to be sitting on the floor. We want to know the area of the base. We want to know how much carpeting it's going to take up there when you put it down on the floor. Okay, just the area of the base. Okay, to figure out the area of the base, it's going to be the length times the width, or the length times the depth. The important thing is you're not going to be using the 72 inches for the height. It's going to be the 36 inches times the 12 inches. Okay, and you're going to get an answer in square inches. Let's figure it out. (36) times 12, 2 times the 36, 2 times the 6, 12, 2 times 3, 6, and the 1, 7. Indent 1, 1 times the 6, 1 times the 3, 2, 7, and 6, 13, 432. It'll be 432 square inches for the answer, the area of the base. Remember, the 72 did not count into it. Okay, let's try another example. What is the perimeter of a rectangle that is 8 feet long and 5 feet wide? Perimeter of a rectangle, it is 8 feet long and the width is 5 feet. Okay, now be careful. I'm sure that one of the possible answers would be 40, but that, of course, is the area. The area is the length times the width, but we were asked here for the perimeter. Okay, so while the area is 5 times 8, 40 square feet, the perimeter is the distance around 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. In other words, we start here 8 plus 5 plus another 8 feet plus another 5 feet. 8 plus 5 plus 8 plus 5, or 2 times the 8 feet plus 2 times the 5 feet. So we get 16 feet plus 10 feet for an answer of 26 feet. Now, if I was making up this test, I might include 40 square feet as an answer, 40 feet, 26 feet, and 26 square feet. Remember, the answer here, the distance around, is 26 feet, not 26 square feet. Very often on the assessment test, the area and perimeter problems involve cost, okay, as in the following examples. They're not straight area and perimeter problems, but you're asked to figure out the area of a certain region and then the cost, say, to carpet it or to clean it or whatever, or the perimeter of a certain yard and then the cost to fence it in. Okay, let's try this. How much will it cost to carpet a room that is 17 feet by 11 feet. If the carpeting that includes the padding and the installation costs $3.50 per square foot. How much will it cost to carpet a room that is 17 feet by 11 feet in dimensions if the carpeting, that's all inclusive, the padding, the installation, costs $3.50 per square foot? Okay, first we're going to have to figure out the area of the room. Okay, the cost of the carpeting will be the area of the room, which will be in square feet, times the cost per square foot. We'll figure out the area of the room, how big the room is in terms of square feet, and then we'll multiply by the cost for each square foot. In other words, $3.50 per square foot. So first we have to figure out the area of the room. The room is 17 feet by 11 feet. The area of the room is L times W, 17 feet times 11 feet, which is 17 times 11, 1 times 17, and again 1 times 17, but indented 1, 187. 187 square feet. Now that's probably going to be a possible answer on the multiple choice, but it's not the answer to the problem. That's the answer to the area of the room. Now that's not what the question was asking you. It was asking you how much will it cost to carpet the room. The area of the room was something you had to figure out in order to do the problem, but it was not the final answer. The area of the room in square feet we now know is 187 square feet. And now the cost per square foot, $3.50 per square foot. $187 square feet times $3.50 per square foot. So the final cost will be 187 times the $3.50. This is the number of square feet. This is the cost for each square foot. So we'll have to multiply 187 times $3.50. Okay, first we multiply 187 by 0, and we get 0. If you want to, you can make a line of zeros. Then we indent 1. We multiply 187 times 5. 5 times 7, 35. Put down the 5, carry the 3. 5 times 8, 40, and 3. That's 43. Put down the 3, carry the 4. 1 times 5, 5, and 4, 9. 935. And now, 3 times 187, indent again. 3 times 7, that's 1, 21. Then the 1, carry the 2. 3 times 8, 24, and 2, 26. Put down the 6, carry the 2. 1 times 3, 3, and 2, 5. 561. Now add up. 0, 5, 4, 6 and 9, 15, carry the 1, 6. 65450. Now, we were multiplying by decimals. There was no decimal digits here, but 2 decimal digits here. 0 plus 2, so there are 2 decimal digits in the answer. So the final answer is $654.50 to carpet the room. Okay, remember you had to find first the area of the room, so it was an area problem, and then multiply by the cost for each square foot to get the cost to carpet the room. The last problem on this videotape will be a perimeter problem also involving cost. Let's try this. A builder wishes to put a fence around the construction site. If the land to be enclosed measures 60 feet by 100 feet, and if the fencing costs $6 per foot, how much will the entire fence cost? Okay, now in the problem right before this, okay, they really didn't come out and say area. Okay, it says how much will it cost to carpet a room, give you the dimensions of the room, if the carpeting costs such and such per square foot. That was the tip-off. Okay, when you carpet a room, you just don't carpet the perimeter of the room, you carpet the entire room. And if you didn't know it was an area problem at that point, when you saw that the cost was in square feet, that was an indication that it was area. In other words, total area, which would be in square feet, times the cost per square foot. Similarly, over here, they're not telling you it's a perimeter problem, but you have to think about it. You have to ask yourself, is it area or is it perimeter? And we want to build a fence around the construction site. And the construction site is 60 feet by 100 feet. Okay, now they're not telling you it's perimeter, but ask yourself, do I care about the middle? No, this is where we're building. We want to build the fence around the perimeter of the construction site. So the area is not important here. And if you weren't 100% sure, the fact that the fencing is in terms of feet, not in terms of square feet. Okay, the fencing is in terms of feet, which is a tip-off that it's really just the distance around that we're looking for. Okay, so this one is a perimeter problem. Okay, the cost for the fence will be equal to the amount of fencing that is needed times the unit cost. Okay, the number of feet of fencing times the cost per foot. Now, when it says the amount of fencing, that is really the perimeter. Okay, we have a situation like this. It's 60 feet by 100 feet. This side is also 60 feet. This is also 100 feet. The perimeter is, of course, 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. call that the length. This is the width. So 2 times 100 feet plus 2 times 60 feet. So that gives us 200 feet plus 2 times 60, 120 feet, for a total perimeter of 320 feet. That is the distance around. Okay, 100 plus 60 plus 100 plus 60. 320 feet is the distance around this construction site. So the amount of fencing that we will need 320 feet of fencing. We have to go all the way. Start here, 100 plus 60 plus another 100, that's 260 and 60, 320 feet to go all the way around. Now, how much does the fencing cost? It costs $6 per foot. Okay, so we'll multiply by the $6 per foot to get final answer. 320 times 6. 6 times 0, 2 times 6, 12, put down the 2, carry the 1, 3 times 6, 18, and 1, 19. 1920, $1,920 to fence in this construction site. And that brings us to the end of this tape.